So, I'm starting to like record every time that I get attacked. I need to just get over just a little bit more. Um, it's our nighttime. We're trying to go to sleep. We're like literally just like trying to, like go to bed. And I wanted to read a book. And like I said, of course, like this couple, Mitchell and Kathy Gibson, they get so jealous about everything, especially if you don't study their work. Their work is fucking trash, by the way. Excuse me for cussing, but it's like the biggest piece of trash I've ever seen in my life. It's the biggest joke. Um, I'm gonna put on the waterfall. Hold on. I'm literally getting really like hit really hard, so I have to start like making correlated events. So like when I'm driving, when I lay down, whenever you try to even just have like a moment of happiness, when you read certain people, listen to certain stuff, they're like literally there's jealousy because her husband didn't write anything like that. He didn't write anything important in his work, you guys. He just talked about all the stupid reincarnations that he was, which were a freaking joke. Um, and like I said, a lot of it didn't even make sense. Stupid stuff like that. And her work, she didn't even ever do anything. Did you guys ever see her do anything besides filter pictures? Um, and put that static electricity, this directional energy weapon on you guys. You're getting past the divine light. Oh. Anyways, so these are the signals. I'm gonna point the antenna at me. Um, I was gonna get ready to read a book, and like they started hitting me in the head. They don't want you to be able to focus to read. What's wrong, baby? Your feet hurt? Do you need mommy to rub your feet? Let me see. Give me one foot. Okay, back here trying to sleep. So this is like real life, what they do, how hard they turn these signals up on us. Like I said, I'm gonna be discovering. I'm either gonna get my Havana syndrome diagnosis, or I'm gonna be discovering the foreign objects in my body. It's gonna be one or the other. I think it's gonna be the foreign objects first. So, I want to be able to replay all this stuff and you guys like actually see the radio signals and what they were doing to me. And how jealous they were, how many times a day this ugly old woman did this. I literally think this couple is like the scum of the earth. They're trash. Their work was trash. Their whole storyline was the stupidest thing I ever seen in my life. Um, did you guys have to do those stupid dreams where they like, she gives you the white sheets and then like represents your womb with a tree, and then you get your keys to the higher dimension only when you have engaged in dream manipulation that involves grown-up time. So I have to keep PG. My kid's right here. I will fire ugly ass fucking bitch though. She's ugly as shit. So is he. Um and with cankles, you guys. Like imagine your gang stalkers being as ugly as fucking her with them fucking cankles. And being like, are you gonna polish and oh my god, she has cankles, y'all. I was cracking up earlier thinking about her ugly ass cankles. I'm like, but it's so like the work is so trash. I'm like, no wonder would have to beat you guys with this stuff to make you guys post it because it's complete trash. But um, literally, yeah, like so, I'm getting striked. Obviously, like they strike pretty hard. And when we're laying down, I'm gonna get ready to open the book, so I'm gonna leave this on. But I want you guys to see like how bad she wishes her work and her husband's work were different. So much so they have to like literally do this to get anybody to post theirs, and that's why they keep on messing with me. But honestly, it wouldn't matter whose book I went and picked up. It doesn't really matter. I'm aware they would just do this. Like this is why I've struggled to take my nurse practitioner license test, and let me see, baby. But yeah, so they literally all day they just pretend to be one particular individual. And literally she's like, nobody even wants to come and audience me, I guess, or whatever this is. They're not making any money off of me because nobody wants to just see me sitting around reading and stuff. They thought I was gonna be like dancing or doing stuff. I didn't do nothing for that ugly old creep. Are you kidding me? I want your ugly ass old mama, Kathy ass Gibson, to trend in Two Girls in One Cup.
Turn it off.
Okay, mommy's gonna turn it off, okay? So, here, I'll rub your feet. I have to rub her feet. I'm sorry, mommy. Here, let's see what the signal's like right there. I'll let it play right there.
Ice for my feet.
You want some ice for your feet?
Yeah.
Okay, well, mommy will get you some ice in just a second.
Okay.
So, this is the real life of a target. I'm gonna have to move it, you know, like there's different areas. They're doing specific areas, but I want everybody to see in real time, like the radio signals, the strength, what they were doing. And also, this isn't a real-time radio, like they're hitting me really hard right now, but this isn't a real-time radio spectrum analyzer. They can still be hitting us between time. So the time that it's taking for it to read, they can hit us between time. So, you know, like those are important things for you guys to know when you're getting hit with directional energy weapons, especially if you're escaping Cairo. And this is kind of what Mitchell and Kathy Gibson do all day. And they're just saying, I'm going to be their permanent belligerent. So I'm like, no, duh. The hell? The hell? Mm-hmm. God, I am so grateful and so thankful that I have found the targeted individual community. I'm hoping that people can start to place Mitchell and Kathy Gibson in prison. I'm hoping that people start to become free of their bondage and they begin speaking out, and that they are allowed to tell the truth about the disgust that Mitchell and Kathy Gibson did to him via these directional energy weapons. How they were forced to post that blinking sun, how they were forced to engage in this disgusting satanic cult that engaged in a remote physical, mental abuse, even that was very disgusting and sexual in nature. You know, that people can speak out against what happened to them, and that they are free to speak out and speak about the disgust that they went through. I'm gonna actually, thank God my kid passed out, but I'm gonna move the antenna lower, because that's so when we lay here and we pray or anything like that, that's when we get hit a lot. Especially if you're like praying about what you want to pray about, speaking it into existence. That's when she starts hitting you really hard, because obviously you're not on your knees naked praying to them and their picture. They call paying them homage, which people are forced to do. So these are like the attacks that we go through, and then, like I said, I want the police to be able to see the correlation. And but back to the prayer. So, you know, I'm just praying that all of you guys are able to speak out. I'm praying that you guys get these radio signal analyzers and you guys start recording yourselves like how I'm recording myself, and showing what they do in real life, so that there's more than just one person talking about the abuse that they experienced from Mitchell and Kathy Gibson, which, by the way, they do the most embarrassing, pathetic, disgusting stuff to you guys, so you guys don't speak out. Kathy Gibson's targeted area is your backside. So I can only imagine the stuff that she's done. Like, she does like that rubber band thing. They've abused me severely. Like, they've tased me in my pelvis. They're like, you're putting on weight. They say stupid stuff. I don't really care. And if I had to ever be with them, yeah, I was gonna be 600 600 pounds. I was like, do you really think I would care what that ugly ass old fucking linebacker looking woman got to say about me? She looks like fucking Baby D from Friday. But I'm like, everybody knows it. I was like, everybody knows that she's ugly. I'm like, why don't she never show up how she looked in the dream? Why she always changed? I was like, cause you hate you. I was like, you hate yourself. That's why. Anyways, I I realize, back to the prayer, sorry, I'm getting lost here. So let me finish that off. So basically, I want all of you guys to be able to radio signal analyze, show how they attack you at certain times and you guys lay down, the dreams that she does to you guys, while you guys get ready when she's trying to attack you. So I'm being attacked right now. So whatever that's saying, hopefully, it's reading good. But basically, like the correlated events. So as you ladies are bathrooming, I'm aware they follow you to the bathroom with this stuff. I remember one lady posting that she was like, I understand why you have to follow me to the bathroom. And that was really disgusting. And she was one of the ones who got anointed by them. She's claimed to be a nurse as well. I don't really remember her name, but it doesn't really matter. The whole storyline is disgusting. So basically, I'm praying that you guys are able to make reports. So make sure if you guys have been a part of Tybro that you guys make the report to the North Carolina police. And ask to speak to the chief because it has, just make it easy for them so they're not like losing anything. And then, I have to make another report to the FBI, but I hope that you guys make a report to the FBI. That you guys start hashtagging them in certain pictures. Like I said, they deserve to tread in all of those disgusting topics and those hashtags. And 2 girls in 1 cup. Like that's the level that they're on. And I just want you guys to be able to be free to learn and read other stuff, do whatever you want, be safe. I'm like, I couldn't imagine. I'm aware they forced some of you guys to marry with this stuff to make it look like their destiny pairing book meant something or was like anything. That book, I never read it, but I'm sure it was freaking trash. So one funny thing, me and my friend Chantel, we were laughing about, we were like, their storyline is so stupid, their dating storyline. Like, they lie about it. So first they say they met on Black Planet, right? Y'all listen to the show. And then in the book, he says he met her as a nurse. And then later on in the show, he says, I met her and she was a nurse at the hospital I was working at. Like, their whole fucking storyline is stupid as shit. I'm like, who even knows how the hell they fucking really met? Honestly. And then it'd be like, we wrote this destiny pairing book, but yet they're out here electronically raping tons of people with this stuff. Like, how many people do you think they've raped? Excuse, and I hate to say that word, but how many people do you think that they've assaulted? I should be a little bit more better with that. Assaulted. Exactly. Who knows? I'm like, I can't even believe, like, so they're kind of moving this stuff up to my head, like they switch back and forth. Pelvis head, but, who even freaking knows? And, this is like my real life, you guys, day in the life as a targeted individual. And then like like I'm gonna start marking down, tallying like how many times I'm actually like assaulted in my head, my chest, my neck, my pelvis, like telemarketing it a day and showing how many times Kathy Gibson assaults me throughout the day. So people can like start to kind of get like a little visualization. And then I think it will pair well like once I discover these chips and all of this stuff and like people see the disgust that this ugly old woman was doing. She's like the Ghislaine Maxwell of Epstein, and I'm like, she's a pedophile. And what's sad is because she's black, bro. I was like, she's a black woman that's a pedophile. I ain't never met a black woman that's a pedophile like that, and they like them like children. That's the just. I was like, the fact that she has nude photos of everybody's children and stuff. I'm like, hell no, hell no. Hell no. I'm like, this old bitch going to prison and her ugly old fucking husband. Hell no. Hell no. So they're hitting me pretty hard right now. So I'll make sure that that's showing. Because I'm going to get ready to pick up the book. So. Ow. I like listening to Avatar soundtrack. A little silly, but I do. I feel like this is Avatar, and all the girls will say too, they're like, it reminds me of Avatar. I'm like, I know, it reminds me of Avatar too. And they're the humans, and we're the little Avatar people trying to save the planet. There's so many things I'm like, I just got like completely blown open to through this stuff. Like, even philosophical questions, which I know didn't come from me. So, I'm getting hit in the face, so I might move it up. But, you know, like they're hitting me pretty. They're hitting me on the front of my legs, on my head. I'm going to get ready. There was an interesting thing I wanted to read. I don't know what page it was on, of course. But, yeah, so I'm like, even when I go to, like, I'm going to, after I read this, I might like to start texting some people, and you'll even see like when I go to like text my daughter's dad, when I go to text any male. So it's like, it's just like her trying to control the whole situation. So I'm going to like start showing like all the stuff, like the pressure in my ears, all of it. So this is what I deal with on a daily basis from Mitchell and Kathy Gibson. And yeah, and basically they were just these stupid ass scam artists. They just hit me really hard. I'm gonna look and see what ones are the strongest. Oh man, one of them is the Wi-Fi, which actually I may actually unplug the Wi-Fi. Trying different things tonight. So last night all of our power went out, which I have to upload those videos too, because those were like videos of our signals in my house, but without any like any Wi-Fi, because all the power was out in the whole neighborhood. So yeah. But I gotta kind of see what signals are the strongest, because they're kind of giving me like the boom, like the thump. So some of the strongest signals are in the 62. Oh wait, one of them just jumped up. What was that? Yeah. 60 hertz. Okay, so oh, it's because I'm pointed towards the Wi-Fi. I should go unplug the Wi-Fi, but 491 megahertz. The Wi-Fi, like my poor butt hurts so bad. My feet hurt. My head hurts. And I really can't wait. I really can't wait for all of you guys to be possibly able to mirrors. They're getting me pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna let this one run for a minute. I've been going for 19 minutes. So basically this is what they would come and do, and they try to be okay. So they're hitting me pretty hard. And this is like, yeah, they're hitting me like they just hit me all over my feet and my legs. I don't know if there was a pulse, but they got me pretty good. They just got me again. And those are pelvis strikes. Backside, okay. And I know in the future this is only going to make them look stupid as hell, so. It was an interesting night. I was actually cracking up earlier. I wish I had been recording myself cracking up when I was thinking about her and them damn cankles. Ugh. You mean, you know, your gang stalker has cankles. I'm like, do you know how old this ugly old hag is? And I call her ugly old hag because she is actually a pedophile. She's one of the biggest pedophiles the world has ever seen. And like I said, it sucks because she's a black woman. So I'm like, this is a female and a black lady. That's a freaking pedophile, bro. That's a freaking pedophile. And a scam artist. I'm like, that mess is funny as hell. I was like, it's actually disgusting, but some of the parts are funny as hell. The scam artist part is the funniest part. I'm like, who's actually ever seen this old woman do anything besides electronically assault you guys? I'm like, are you aware there are people who don't use this at all? I'm like, I even was crying thinking about like, well, how different is it to like actually experience something totally different, which I believe I'm already familiar with, and this just happened to be like the bad end of it. But I'm like to go back and be like, okay, like to even go deeper, I guess, and then to be like, okay, well, you know, like, well, what does it mean to like not have that? And then, you know, to really go and try to like have a deeper spiritual experience, whatever. So I'm aware that anyone who's been a part of Tybro has never had an experience. What I've been told is you guys have never been journeyed. Like, I'm aware all of the dreams that you guys used to call in to talk about, they were all Kathy Gibson's program dreams. They're the worst thing that has ever hit this goddamn earth. God forgive me. It's the worst experience ever. And it's like I'm aware that you guys are forced to say good stuff about it, and they do like a dream, and then they do a bunch of dreams of it actually, and then they do something very weird and perverted. The same time, or like right at the end of the dream, it's like he goes puts his disgusting twist on it, and that's the dream. And you guys, so I'm like, so what is it like, you know, when like none of that's happening, or when, you know, like everything's totally different or whatever. It was so cute. So one of my homeboys came over today, and he's just a homeboy, and he randomly started like critiquing me in ways I was already thinking about. I was like, oh, interesting. It was actually, I'm like, dang. So I have no issue taking any, but yeah. So yeah, it's just been so weird. And then to be like, I don't think anybody from that community has ever not been abused by this stuff. Like, I'm aware every other like spiritual teacher they're connected to in the United States and out of the United States, they probably all abuse everybody with this. And some people are just used to being like passed off and abused and abused and abused again. And I'm like, but I'm aware that there's also not that. So that's some cool stuff to think about. I was like, you know, to even be like, hey, I may never have to be abused by these people ever again. Or to be like, there's going to be like a completely different type of experience. Like, I'm thinking back to some of the, I can barely remember, honestly, you guys. I didn't, like, I listened to some of the show, and then, like I said, like, once I was like, I see why they had to go off air, because it just got redundant. Even the blinking sun, the whole storyline, I'm like, it just becomes one big circle. But, like, more recent episodes, I guess I should say, I haven't really paid attention to. I wasn't even the posts that they make. I don't even. I mostly go and laugh at their old shit because that's the funniest part. The one he said he was 18 billion or 17 billion years old. I'm like, fool, what? He's been how many reincarnations? That's basically their whole work. He's this reincarnation and this reincarnation. And here's a book for this and a book for that. And then they filter your pictures, and then you read the book and they filter your pictures that match the book. And then it's like, oh, I had that experience. Yo, I didn't even buy these books, bros. I didn't even buy these books. So the only book that I bought was that Removing Spiritual Attachments because I wanted them gone. And then that Divine Solar Magic one when I first started. And then the rest were just like those little ebooks or whatever like that. And the sounds. Because I was like, it's just easier to do these sounds. But it got to the point where I'm like, I couldn't even listen to those sounds no more. And they want you to listen to them all day and all night. Dragon calls. That removing attaching spirits, I'm going to put a headband on. I'm actually going to send it to a sound specialist. I'm aware that it's a dangerous sound. They're hitting me really hard in the pelvis. So, like, those sounds are so harmful to the brain and to your guys' ears. He needs to have charges pressed on him for that. And then they say wear headphones and sleep with the sound on. All of you guys need to press charges on them for the removing tattooed spirits. That's like deep brain stimulation. They're messing with your eardrums. They're doing all kinds of stuff. So this is some of my clapback, you guys. And they said that there's a lot of jealousy because I guess for so many reasons, but they're like, I guess nobody's got to see completeness or something like that. Like literally, you guys, this woman wanted me there. I'm like, could you imagine Kathy Gibson being your mom and being like, hey, do you see the lights flickering? But then being like, hey, I love this blinking sun and ugly ass Mitchell Gibson more than I love my own son, more than I love my own kids. I'm like, I'm aware she was polishing on her kids, doing this to her kids, getting them ready for Mitchell Gibson, and doing only God knows what to their rectums, and doing this while they sleep, stuff like that. So disgusting, so disgusting. They're making me really tired. I'm not even gonna be able to read the book, and then they're attacking me with my body. The same way. And with the microwave auditory hearing effect, they didn't know how difficult you were going to become, or you truly are becoming. So even with all that stuff that I posted, she's still talking about polishing. You guys know how creepy that shit is. People only wanted my polishments. Then she changed the word to pleasures. Those are her pleasurements. I'm like, this is fucking rape. Excuse my language.